Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how I managed to make over $12,000 of profit on my funded account, showing you guys the withdrawal process and the proof with my Forex funds, and also breaking down 2 or 3 trades so you guys can see my style of trading and the simplicity behind it, so you too can actually maximize your profits in the markets as well. Yo guys, what's going on? I hope you're all doing well. Sniper Ads here, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ads. I'm a 20-year-old day trader, and in this video pretty much I am just going to be breaking down the withdrawal proof from my Forex funds, since it was my first ever 5-figure withdrawal, around $11,000 of a payout, showing you guys the amount of profit that I made on the account, and also breaking down 2 or 3 of my best trades for the month. But just before I do get into the video, guys, I would highly appreciate it if you can follow me on my socials. Everything is at Sniper Ads, and don't forget to drop a like, comment and subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything or any of these videos in the future, since I am going to be uploading a lot more frequently. So yeah guys, let's get straight into it now. As you can see, I have this photo over here just before I get started. This was taken on the 10th of March 2021. Now this is when I first found actual reasons why I would actually get profits, because before this I was just buying and selling wherever and just trying to see if I could make some money, and I blew loads of accounts. This time I actually took a £20 account and I took a strategy or learned a strategy which I implemented, and I actually saw profitability for the first time, which was quite weird for me then. But just understand, the guys, for motivational purposes, this was taken on the 10th of March 2021. We fast forward and we look at the date today, 12th of March 2022. So yeah, it just shows you guys, what 1 year of solid hard work, dedication and consistency on the markets every single day can do for you. So yeah, that's just a nice little bit of proof right there, just to show you guys what can happen in the span of a year. Now, as you can see on my MetaTrader here, we have my account number 13256. It's a live account, as you guys can see right there. And if we look on the bottom right, you can see the profit for the month. It was $12,216. And if I just show you the time, so the 9th of February to the overall right now, it's on the 4th of March. So that wasn't even a month, because actually what I did do was I stopped trading after around the 3rd of March, just because I wanted to secure the bag, I wanted to secure the profits, and that's shown in this little picture over here. So right here is I've basically taken a screenshot of my trades just so you guys can see it a bit better. The 23rd of Feb right here. So the truth is I actually made around just over $11,000 or just under $12,000 in only the last 6 trading days. So for those of you who are taking these funding challenges and or you're already funded, a lot of people are trying to make as much money as they can within the first week or two, when in reality that setup might not come for the first 2-3 weeks, as it didn't for me. But in the last and final week, that's when I found the most profitability. So as you guys can see here, I had a win, I had another win here, closed early, a break even, a win, a break even, 3 wins in a row, and then a break even. Pretty much after that I started doing micro lots, and as you can see from this little area over here, if I just zoom in, I took maximum 2 trades a day, risking 0.5 to 1% a setup, and my stop loss range between 7 to 35 pips depending on the setup, targeting a bare minimum of a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Now obviously, yeah, I did close a bit early on sometimes, and I am looking to sort of improve that, since it was obviously my first 200k payout. Before this I was actually 100k and 100k funded separately, so yeah, the payout comes a little bit differently then, and that's another video which I'm going to be going through some other time. But yeah, as you can see, this is only achieved in the last 6 trading days. So as you guys can see right there, there's the proof. So if you guys want, I'm going to be going now over into my chart book on my Edgewonk, which is my trading journal. I recommend everyone does this. So yeah, let's just go over my first trade, which I found around 1.75% gain on. It wasn't the best trade. I am, again, like I said, a 1 to 2 risk reward. But one other thing I wanted to mention to you guys was, before I started day trading, I was I was hyper scalping, and I was a scalper. So that's why I can get some setups where some of my trades go down to a minimum of around 5 or 6 stop loss in pips, or it can range now to around 35 and 40, and I'm more than comfortable with it, just because it all depends on risk reward, and I'm usually always targeting a 1 to 2. So the first trade that I took, which was actually sent out on my Learn and Earn, which if you guys are interested in, the link will be in the description below. I'll get into that a little bit down the line. But as you guys can see right here, this was the screenshot which I sent to the Learn and Earn. A little trade here, I'm going to go over it in a second. A little double top is what I found. and then I took the trade. I was up 1 to 2 risk reward. Can't really zoom into that. And then obviously we took, really nice trade over here around 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. So here's a bit clearer. 1 to 2, we can see a double top on the resistance area, and then we had a drop to the downside to the next sort of support zone, where we had a very, very clean reaction from there, which actually made a lower high, but then it came back down, started messing about, and then eventually it went to a 1 to 6, and I closed at our 1 to 2. So that just makes you think, if you hold on to, if I held on to certain trades, the amount of profit I could have made would have been ridiculous. It wouldn't have been 10k or like a 11k payout in a month. It would have been more like that in a day. So yeah, and if you just have a look at the personal notes, what I've got here is we've had multiple rejections from that level and failure to break that resistance since last week. So potential double top formation on the 4 hour since we've had a weak 30-minute bearish candle and a rejection of the 30-minute EMA at resistance. I know it sounds like a mouthful, but I'm going to go into trading view right now and show you guys this trade right here. So like I said, we had a resistance zone right here, and we had failure to break this zone since a certain period of time. So apparently it was last week at that time, and that's what I'm doing. I'm basically implementing time, I'm implementing price, I'm showing you the area. I'm saying to myself, which areas has price struggled to break, which areas has it broken and had a reaction off, and so on. So yeah, like I said over here, we basically, let me just mark this out for you, we basically reached this area, had a rejection. We tried attempting that area again, we couldn't break beyond it. All this time we were below the 15-minute, or at the time if I just go to 30-minute, we were below the 30-minute EMA. So we've hit this area, failed to break. Tried this resistance area again, made a lower high, nowhere near that area. And then we've had even a gap in the market to the downside. So that tells me there's a lot of selling pressure in the market. Then we've slowly traded up to this area, okay? And we've not exactly had an impulsive move to the area, but more of like a corrective formation. Okay, this is the type of stuff that we go over in our learning and our mentorship. So you can see how slowly price was. Look, look at the candles, they're very small. So that tells me, it's kind of hinting to me already that it's not going to have much confidence in breaking this zone and then potentially retesting and flying after that. It most likely is just going to reject off this zone and then come to the downside. And on top of that little bias that I had, we had the 30-minute EMA. We dropped down into the 5-minute. What can we see here? Well, at this area, when I first when price actually hit this resistance zone, we found a variation pattern around here, a bearish variation pattern on the 5-minute, and then that's roughly where I decided to take my trade and then put my stop loss above the previous high. And as you can see, we actually targeted this area around here for a 1 to 2, so it's like just short of a 1 to 2, which isn't too bad. 1 to 1.9, call it, and that's roughly where I took my profits. Now, as you can see, there's a pretty good reason why I took my exit around there, because the moment we hit this zone, bang, we went and made a high. But notice how we actually retested previous support, and we've now made this area into resistance. So if I just mark that up right here, here even, and so on, you have this whole area. Now, yeah, I could have held this and then seen price was coming down, but I just didn't want to hold it. I was happy with my profits at this area. So yeah, that's when I decided to take my trade. So that was pretty much the first one. As you can see, that gained me around $3,600 on the account, so just shy of 2%. Now these next two trades are my favorite trades, and I'm just going to show you them right now. So you can see around here, this was on GJ. Okay, so my favorite pairs I like to trade is GU, GJ, and gold, and then usually a random pair like AUD/USD or AUD/USD or NZD pairs, sometimes Euro JPY. That's one of my favorites. So yeah, what I've noted down here again, I would recommend a lot of you traders, if you are looking to become profitable, always just journal your trades. You can have it on MetaTrader here. The easiest way to do it is just by going over here, right clicking, save as detailed report, and then you'll be able to upload that onto Edgewonk, which is basically in the import section down here. But yeah, like I said, multiple weekly rejections, daily 4-hour rejecting around psychological level, head and shoulders, 5-minute head and shoulders on resistance, a 5-minute 3-bar reversal for the entry, SMA crossover, we broke under the EMA, went back up, retested, and then we melted. So as you can see, again, I've just got a lot of confluences for my trade. That's what we focus on mainly. quality over quantity of trades. You don't have to trade every single day. Every single day isn't a trading day, and yeah, you just want to set yourself up for the best trade possible. You're putting usually good money behind good risk. That's the aim, because at the end of the day, the money is fixed. It's always going to be important to you. So what do you want to do with that? You want to put it behind a very good setup, don't you? So we'll go over to the screenshots, and this is where it gets pretty nice. So as you can see here, we're on the daily time frame. Usually I like to do top-down analysis on my charts all the time. So again, daily GJ, we were bullish, made pretty much a big double top on the markets. Then we had multiple rejections to the 157 round psychological level, as you can see there. Here, 1, 2, 3 level, 3 rejections, potentially 4 there. Now you can see, if I just show you guys this blue area right there, so that blue candle and this red one around here, this is what I'm zooming into right now on the 1 hour. I know I should have gone to the 4 hour, but I'm just trying to show you guys the analysis that I was taking on this. So we can see basically a head and shoulders on the chart right there on the 1 hour. Then we had a break of structure. Now, the majority of people would be looking to take a retest at this neckline, but that's not always the case, because as you can see, price is blasted through there. That's why you always have to wait for confirmations. So that's when price went all the way back up and retested the same right shoulders level, right? And that's why I've marked it over here. So then we fast forward, and then we can see that on that level, which is around here, we actually had a bearish engulfing on the with a wick rejection to the upside. So that kind of told me that sellers were now coming into the market, and potentially buyers were looking well exhausted. So as you can see, we actually formed a little head and shoulders on the market there, because at the end of the day, whenever you have a trend reversal or a retracement and price continues in that favor on the smaller time frame, that's going to look like a huge reversal. So you guys need to know where you are in terms of time frames, the time frame confluence. You need to have that to back you up, and you also need to know where you are in terms of market structure and support and resistance. So we've hit resistance, we formed a head and shoulders, and then we've started downtrending. As you can see here, we've had a retrace, a lower low, lower high, well, an equal high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then the lower high eventually over here. Now, like I said, the structure has shifted back to a downtrend as opposed to an uptrend, which it was before. And then what we've had over here is price coming to the downside, and then over here, specifically over here at the SMA crossover, that's when we've had an engulfing candle on the 15-minute. But once these SMAs crossed over, that was a little bit of a reason for me to enter, a little bit of a confluence. Now, as you can see, we were trending downwards, and then we made a very nice 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart. We had a very strong support being held around here, which we had broken just because we've seen a bullish, strong, weak bearish, and then a strong bearish over here, and that's where I entered. So again, I closed at a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio, and this ran on to a 1-to-14. So I think this was usually around the time when that war got announced between Russia and Ukraine, so that had a very big impact on the markets. So I think I closed somewhere around there, wherever I said, which is crazy, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to stick to my rules, I know, but I mean, you can see we had a rejection off this area, and we actually settled here for, I think it was around about 2 or 3 hours. So I wasn't interested in taking that position, and it was a valid reason to take my exit around there. But again, this is my first year in trading, so I'm not as experienced in holding long trades like this. Again, I've been a scalper for a very long time, and scalping the markets on the 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 minute even at times. So I've always liked to take my profits and then, you know, come into the market the next day. But again, this is just a learning curve, and just something you guys should also take a note of, because at the end of the day, we had a very big structural shift to the downside. I believe this was like a little wedge, a triangle, I'm not sure what you call it, but a descending wedge. We had a high, we had a base, like a little low, we had a lower high, we had again the same low, but then we had a lower high, and that kind of formed a wedge, a breakout. So if you guys can see a little trend line there potentially, and then a little wedge there, forcing it to shoot down to the downside, and that's what it caused in the end. And coincidentally, it lined up with some fundamentals, which is, I think, is pretty crazy. So yeah, that was the second trade, managed to get me around. Let's have a quick look again. Around 2% on the account right there, and it ran for a 1-to-14. So you guys do the math on that one. I think it's pretty crazy. And then again around here, we had another trade. Look at all this confluence, guys. This is what you want to be having when it comes to taking these trades. This is the only way you guys are going to be getting these types of payouts, as long as you're taking these types of trades. Strong confluence, good analysis. 4-hour double top created around a week prior to this trade. We had broken the neckline, creating a new lower low. 6 rejections. So I'm going to skim over this. 6 rejections to the on the 4-hour of the neckline, 1 hour. So I mean, I'll let you guys read this. It's quite a lot to take in. The only thing I can show you with is screenshots. So this one is a bit complicated. A lot of advanced traders would probably know what I'm talking about here in terms of market structure, because they are the cause of my style of trading. I've always learned what market structure was from a very, very basic level, and that's pretty much all you guys need to know. Honestly, if I was to give you one piece of advice, know your market structure, because if you know where you are in the market, you don't need to know much more. So as you can see here, 4 hour double top, right? We're on the 4 hour. We formed a very good double top, and then we've broken structure to the downside. Notice how, in fact, I'll let you guys have a quick look at this, see what you can see, right? And then we've hit this area over here, 6 wick rejections to the upside. What does that tell me? What does that tell you? That tells me that buyers are no longer having strength in this market. There's a lot of selling pressure, a lot of selling momentum potentially to come in, right? That's not just confirmation of a wick. It's just something which you can use for your confluence to then hopefully apply in your analysis and then therefore your trade. So what do you guys see here? Well, basically, if you guys see the strong neckline, right, this is on the 1 hour. What do we see here, right? I see a lot of things here. First of all, the double top, invert head and shoulders, and then a movement to the upside. So that's basically marked out just like this. So we have higher high, higher low, lower high, lower high, lower low. A retest previous levels of support, which has now been turned into resistance. Then we've broken lower. And then obviously we're not going to get a zigzag market, or else it'd be way too obvious, you know, everyone would make money. I mean, like that. It wouldn't be just doing a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It would, prices don't move like that. The markets don't move like that. You just got to find out what it's trying to do so you can get the best chance of becoming profitable and making the most profit in the market. So double top, break of structure, retest, continuation. Then we start counter trending back up to what? This neckline or this previous support, which we're now going to be using as resistance. So you can see this low, high, or lower high compared to this previous high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, not a higher high, an equal high. So that's telling me something there. 1 hour failed to make a higher high. Now what I've done here with this area over here is I've basically used a trend line to sort of give me a bit of guidance as to where the market's going. I don't use trend lines specifically to take trades off. I never do that. It's always subjective, isn't it? I mean, a trend line can be used on bodies, on wicks. It can miss out certain bodies and things like that. But it's also good to have as a bit of a guidance for visual, you know, for your visual effects. So you can see here, higher highs, higher lows. Then we get a break of this trend line, which tells me, you know, there's a potential weakness in the buyers. 30-minute broken trend line and structure created a double top on resistance and respected the chart pattern. So it's respected the chart pattern around here, where it's made a double top, broken structure to the, well, it's not broken structure just yet, but price is broken structure from here and then made a double top, okay? And we're on the 30-minute right now. And then notice what's happened around here. We've had a very, very strong bearish candle, okay? And that's taken out a lot of structure, 1, 2 lows, potentially even 3 lows over here, okay? Let's zoom into that. So what can we see on the 5-minute a little bit more clearly? We can see that this was a 30-minute double top neckline. So, you know, this line over here, guys, that was basically that level there, right? Notice how we had the big bearish engulfing. We had the big bearish engulfing around there, breaking structure. So then what happened? So I know this is a 30-minute double top neckline. So I know that this is a potential support and resistance area. I know that this is a pivotal area where price can have movement off. So we can either break it, retest it, and then continue, or most likely we are going to hit that level and then have a reaction back to the downside, since we've had so much momentum to that side there and we've not exactly broken above it. 5-minute short rejection. I've done a Fibonacci from point A to point B, since it was a valid Fibonacci area. We've come up here, we've had a bit of strength over here, but then automatic rejection straight away. So something like the 15-minute, that would have looked like a very good clean wick. And what have we done here now? So inside a 4-hour initial double top, right? Bang, 4-hour double top. Right. We can see the 1-hour clean one there. Then we can see the 30-minute double top. And then inside the 30-minute double top, which is the neckline, we've had a lot of rejections off, and we've had a lot of movement and volatility in there. And then that's when, so if you read here, broke above resistance, but then instantly broke below. Then we've come back up to here, and failure to make a higher high compared to this area. That's what I wrote here. Failure to create a higher high to the previous high. And then that was where my entry was. Stop loss above the resistance level. And then we had the EMA supporting me for extra confluence. So the moment this candle's closed bearish, I also was linking this in with my timing, the session timing. This was during London time, my favorite time to trade. And as you can see, it was a clean bearish engulfing. I entered there straight away. We had a mini wick to the upside, and then bang, we had a 1 to 3.4 risk reward on this trade, which we closed out at. Unfortunately, this trade actually ran on for like around a 1 to 6 or a 7. So yeah, that's pretty much the trades that I've been taking, and that one got me $5,867, so close to around $6,000, call it, so around 3% on that. So 1.75%, 2%, and 3%. They were just, you know, nice clean breakdowns for you guys, so you guys can get an idea as to how I trade, so you can guys, you know, implement a few things like that in your own trading. And just before I finish off the video, I want to show you guys the last few things. So we obviously have the withdrawal proof right on here, $10,984 after making 12,000 plus on that. And then if I show you this as well, this is where I hit my Halifax, my bank, and it deposited straight into there into pounds. Obviously I'm from the UK, so that's where it did that. And what I've also done, guys, just before I finish off, on my Sniper Ads account, which is my Instagram, which I highly recommend you guys follow, I've uploaded here on my story the email which I received, so you've qualified for. Blanked out for now. When I upload the video, or just before I upload it, I'm going to upload everything on my Instagram and show you guys there everything there too. So that's the withdrawal, and if you guys actually want to see it, that's basically right here, the proof, everything around here, $10,984. And then lastly, we have the My Forex Funds dashboard. You can see that the equity curve we had, and then the withdrawal, and then unfortunately just yesterday, which was on Friday, took a trade, took a 1% loss, nothing big. We'll get that back anyway. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much about it. I mean, I've shown you guys the withdrawal, I've shown you guys the live account, and a few trades. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. One last thing I want to show you is my Learn Earn. Now, I made this just a few weeks ago, and we were on a winning streak since I first actually launched this. This is where I'm taking my trades that I'm taking on my funded account. I'm sharing those trades over here. So if you guys are interested, the link will be in the description below. All that stuff is linked there, so you can see here. I'm giving full analysis, webinars, breakdowns, before and afters. And if I show you the most recent trade, in fact, which was maybe the one I took around here, so you can see here GJ sell, for example. I'm taking screenshots around here, so entry, beautiful entry and exit for the trade. 1 to 2 risk reward. The Learning are up around 8.5% just for the week last week. So it's kind of crazy because we're only focusing on quality trades, not quantity. So we're not guaranteed to trade every single day, but we are taking the most quality setups. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. I hope this video has been beneficial for you guys, and you know, you've taken something away from this. If you guys did enjoy this, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these videos in the future. And lastly, make sure you follow me on my socials. Everything is at Sniper Ads. But yeah, guys, that's it from me. I will catch you in the next video.